I think part of it too is like this is not necessarily intended to be like a teaching thing. It's like because I was listening last time, like it was like there was teaching while doing happening, which is like a great thing to do, but it slows everything down, so you get fewer iterations. So I think what I'm imagining when we're doing time runs.
All hands on deck.
It's just kind of like, yeah, the goal is to do it as fast as possible, and like you don't actually have to understand what you're doing. Like you the person who has more experience than the person that you're telling. Just tell them what to do to get the thing happening, and then if you can provide explanations without slowing down, go ahead and do it. But just like kind of thinking about those as like different tasks.
Okay.
Okay. No, you can't start because you have to do this.
Are we hacking everything? And taking it apart afterwards? Or is it like, are we recording, only putting it together, stop at the recording?
In my head, this is starting from scratch.
So nothing is set up, so we should take everything.
So in the future, so I've given talks where I like showed up with the backpack and then set it up on stage and got a recording. And so I have like in my head like the time from like a backpack, everything's in a backpack to recording and then back. And we can do that eventually, but I think right now it's kind of like in my head that's kind of what I'm thinking about, figuring this out as I go along. But yeah, I think we're live.
Are we?
Says right there. Could you just check?
On stream.
That's some easy servers now.
Stream.
Is that?
Yeah,
Oh, nice. It still thinks my name is Professor Laser from the era before FreeMoCap. I was doing.
I'm actually really excited to make this scenery with the. Okay.
All right.
I'm on Twitch.
You're doing it. You're famous.
We're on the internet.
Everyone's gonna have to sign a disclosure thing.
Well, I should have said it before I clicked the button. But this is going live. It is going to be on the internet. Hello, Jala. How are you doing? Spend a second. If you're not comfortable with that, avoid the camera.
This is good for your resume.
Sure. Yeah.
It's living proof. It's proof that we were in research labs.
I think that there is, and I think it's because I'm standing next to.
Who is that?
Yeah, it's Hey, Michael, is there an easy way to like turn this mic off?
You can mute it.
Yeah. Where? How?
I think.
Like I can't watch the recording.
Oh shit.
Oh, I can see that.
Oh, John was saying echo because there was an echo. That makes sense.
Do you want to just turn it off?
That's actually.
We need a starting screen.
I muted the wrong one.
So this one is this one.
That's that one, yeah. So that should be better. I tend to try to get it so it's in the yellow when I'm talking. Cool.
Break it down.
Better, yeah. I muted the wrong one. Oh, because this, oh, I thought these were paired. They're not, they're separate.
They're separate, two separate.
Two separate things, cool. Okay. So I think part of this is like thinking about how to put it in a way that's easy to break up.
Yeah, so
So
cameras go over there.
and avoid doing this. I've noticed everybody does this.
Oh, right. Yeah,
They're spinning it up, yeah. Because first of all, it's hard on the wire, and that will eventually break down. Secondly, it's like annoying to break up. So I will often just kind of like fold them like this.
Like foes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Camera work.
You want to help me?
Okay.
Now I'm talking to you.
I just got docs on the internet. Like
Break
a
down
full address.
Because I also like, I'm imagining this is like, it's a way to kind of figure out what's the best way to store it. That's sort of compact, out of the way, but also easy to like deploy.
So what I'm imagining right now is that the extension cables just get lined up right here, throw it out, grab the cameras, plug them in.
Yeah, and we can keep them plugged in. The
It,
reason
like,
not to?
costs a lot of dangling type stuff, and like we'd have to like put it back here, type of deal.
Yeah.
So
All right. So okay, so I'll let you, like Michael, you set this up the way, like what's default mode? Thanks, Jawa. Might be, yeah, I've got this like lapel mic on. Oh, actually, I probably should put this more in the middle because it is.
probably put it up higher.
Jawa also is saying things that makes me think that they have audio experience. Put it up higher?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
The closer it is to your mouth, then.
That's probably true. But then if I turn my head,
True. Yeah. I think it'll be okay.
it'll be fine. Yeah, we can also bump the decibels or whatever. And like, I am trying to get, it's like, just do the thing.
All right. So it should be over here like this.
Okay. So we start with a plan. So I would like to get a recording of myself standing, let's say, on that black piece of tape over there. Yeah, I think the person who's driving is the person being recorded. I think that's the game.
That's the person we're testing.
Yeah, and then once it's set up and run, we can iterate from there. But I think the initial setup, I think, is the one we're going to be trying to like optimize with a timer. And I think I want to do a recording of myself standing and just doing like the classic 1 foot, 1 foot, just sort of testing stuff like that, and then something like there. So the cameras are going to want to be, so we're not maximizing space. It's going to be a person standing, so it's.
So you want the cameras to be in a tripod?
Yeah, portrait mode. But yeah.
No, not yet.
Okay. Oh God, wasn't ready. Yeah, and so basically like, and I think that the general like headspace I tend to think about is like if it's a person standing in an area and I'm not going to be doing a lot of like big wide movements, then you don't really need to like maximize like field of view.
You want more coverage.
Exactly. It's like because if you only have 3 cameras and it's like you can cover a wide area poorly or a small area well, and so it's kind of make the call. And we're in this case going to be doing, yeah. So we probably only need to like a square, like a 2x2 square. Yeah, and so it'll be a classic 3-camera amphitheater layout. So it'll be kind of like standing like this, 1 in front, 2 kind of like here-ish.
Were the cameras like facing vertical, or?
We'll put them all in portrait, yeah. They don't have to be, but it's sort of convenient.
I feel like we should be starting the timer already since you're kind of already giving
That's
instructions.
what I was saying.
Okay, you're right.
Right? Okay,
Right.
how about from this point
it's
on,
just
we're going to
like
start
have,
it
like,
now.
a model
All right.
to
What's that?
off of. I feel like it would be part of prep because it's just like a basic model.
I don't know, I feel like that model was getting a little specific.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
get pretty
Yeah.
specific.
Okay.
Let's get-
All right, we'll put a red X next to it.
That's great. Okay, So at this point, you're gonna give all the instructions.
I'm gonna give all the instructions.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, instructions. Michael, take care of it. Just kidding. All right, so we need 3 cameras, 3 cords. It's going to have to be the long ones, so we're going to go over there. Yeah. So why don't we do camera per person, and just go set it up. And we're going to be aiming for that, like the little red, the tape. Yeah, that one. Yeah, yeah. Which I want to put that one so we can open the windows and hopefully not block ourselves. Yeah, so part of this is kind of figuring out like, so setting up the cameras is a nicely parallel thing. Unfurling the cables is kind of not. Is that, so you're going to be on roughly over here.
What's your, like, center camera pointing from there?
What's that?
Center camera, like center of the amphitheater?
Yeah.
Here. Asking mostly for like the light that you want to get in. I'm asking mostly for the light that you want to get in. Do you want like the center camera here and that one pointing that way?
Yeah, we'll kind of see how it looks. Oh, I guess I should start the software. I would like it to like, we just kind of have to see, I guess. And we might probably have to switch these anyways. Okay, so keep that going. And also like, so that one I think is gonna be too far, so you're gonna have to move everything a little bit closer. Okay, so while that's running. See, so these are things, like right now I'm like losing time because I didn't set up this, I didn't do the polls and stuff like that.
You could close FreeMoCap for every single trial, and then run it back up.
What was that?
Well, we
Oh.
don't have to. And I actually didn't start the time when we
Haha, bonus,
Michael,
bonus.
sabotaging everyone else.
Yo, Michael.
But in his defense, we're all gonna be primed for the next ones anyway, so it'll be faster.
Okay.
I'm gonna sabotage that.
Yeah,
Boy, yoy.
it's good to sabotage, it's like you
That's cheese.
sandbag your first one. So those are gonna be, so you see how they're kind of like, right now, I would call this like, we're like a triangle configuration, because like they're all facing in.
Right.
So
You
like
probably have to have
amphitheater mode, exactly. So because like the way these models tend to work, like they just don't do a good job of tracking people from behind. This is just things we've learned from doing. So it's like geometrically, it's beneficial to have things wrapped around. Like with classical mocap, like it's all the way around. But with these trained networks, they're so overtrained on the front of your body, and your front of your body just has more information in it, that we seem to benefit from that. Okay, close cameras, new recording. And then we're gonna call this, yeah, I guess just keep an eye on like if anyone starts, like the sub chat, love you, but also not looking at you very much. But if something, but like, so things like, chat is very good at telling you if your audio's broken. Okay, so we're detecting the cameras. Takes a while. Skelly Cam is gonna be overhauled soon with any luck. Are we flashing green on these things at all? Great. Hey, there we go. So to make life easier, yeah, exactly. It's nicer when, oh, right, yeah, good call. Thank you. It's so nice having other people in the room because like, that's the kind of thing that I would just, like noticing that is, makes it much easier. Yeah, nice. So yeah, when you're rotating the cameras, it's just nice when they're all rotated. Yep. The same way.
Is that your pose?
I'm just, you put a camera in front of me and it's kind of like.
Okay, I think this one should be able to handle 1280 by 720. Yeah, that one's looking straight at the thing. But I think that we'll be able, like if we close this one and open that one.
Is the person still on mute? It's still here.
Say that?
Is the still in view? We're gonna go this way.
Well, we're gonna have to move it,
Okay.
but it's sort of.
Completely visible. It's not like.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things we can do to change the configuration. Often when I think about cameras, I start by just put the tripods in roughly the right place, and then optimize from there. Okay, and I need to rotate the cameras to the counter clockwise. Or
Is clockwise according to the screen?
this
Which
is
is backwards from what the actual.
like, so when I'm looking at it, it's,
I think so.
okay. And if it's not, it's the other one.
Yeah. Come on.
And I set it to 1280. I think it should be able to handle it.
That's my roulette magic. Black or red.
That one
This
was,
one, yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait, that one is.
That's that one. It's marked. I think it's, does it say?
image always too bright.
And then.
Let's leave it for now. Yeah. Oh no, swap it out. Swap it out.
No, it's freaking out.
Yeah. Cool. How are we doing? 5 minutes. Oh my God.
It's not too bad. For a setup, it's like.
No.
I
It's,
mean, we always take 20 minutes just to figure out the cameras.
oh, let's see about that. You haven't even calibrated.
Good thing calibration's easy.
It's good. Yeah.
So you gotta close the cameras and do it again? Oh.
Oh wait, no. The location is fine. Turn it this.
It's unhappy. Unplugging mid-recording is usually not the best. So losing time. Losing time.
This is part of it.
I'm so embarrassed.
Based on your instructions, it evens out.
I kind of agree.
Which in what which part?
With your not preemptive, but your pre-instructions.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sure. Sure. I'm also going to put this on the screen so you can see so that our dearly beloved users, viewers, if they choose, because we're still in the space for like, do it. No, don't do it. Someone could.
Well, I need it's not balancing though, is it?
What do you mean? Why do you need to be bouncing?
Oh, because I can only do backflips on like trampoline.
Oh yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
You need that extra push.
Yeah, yeah, this is physics and all that.
Yeah.
I have a friend who is a parkour circus instructor, and he is
There's only 2 cams. Is that cam dead? Blue cam?
yeah, I think I need to hard kill it. I just did a reboot, and I think we learned already that like the control R is not
All of them are just
powerful enough.
We need a stronger killing mechanism.
You need to kill it harder. Yeah. Da da da. Sup, Skelly? Beautiful. Oh, look at that.
Oh, yeah, she did.
What'd you do,
I was
Skelly?
telling Michael earlier, but I've gotten really attached to Skelly.
It's.
I'm going to keep him, but stylize him for the animation.
Oh yeah, do it. Yeah, there's a lot of room for the branding department has decided that that Skelly variations are allowed within the style guide. I am the branding department.
Yeah, I thought so. I do that everything. No longer copyrighted, like Mickey Mouse.
Mm-hmm. There's still only 2.
Milo, I think we need to track how many times you've got the sword.
It's been once.
So that's gonna be easy then.
Well, it's a birthday gift. It was.
Sword. I unplugged him. What's that? Oh.
Yeah.
Every letter.
Guys are not posing. We are not the trio. Look at the.
That's true. There's only one person posing. There we
Yeah,
go.
where's all the poses?
Well, not all of us have a katana, now do we?
Well, I mean, that feels like a personal choice that you are making.
Decide what sword John gets.
Swad.
I really want to model
Oh,
that.
what was always red?
Huh?
I really want to model that lightsaber.
Oh, yeah.
Sick.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I'm gonna pick.
Okay.
I'm gonna decide between the
No, my favorite is
Give me
the
3. Oh,
double one, and then
look at
I
this.
wanna spin the
See this
Yeah.
red process not responding? That's probably the camera process died and froze.
No, I know exactly.
Now it's ready to go. Oh, okay. I hope if I close these cameras again and then say detect available cameras.
They all have power.
There's like just an issue with cameras like picking up like zombie processes where like they don't die hard enough. And so it's like the thing that's still trying to talk on that port is still thinking it got, you know. What the shit?
Oh, right. So why do you talk to us like that?
Okay.
We
Still happening.
It's skipping cameras too. There's no cameras.
It is,
here,
yeah.
There's no cameras.
Okay, so which one is working? Which one's not working, I guess?
That one.
That one's not working. Could you pull on the cable a bit? Okay, thank you. That's enough. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. No. That's not that's not the camera's problem. That's I'm just moving it to a different port. I don't know if that'll help.
People are actually watching this.
Yeah, dude. We got like we got folks.
Wait, how many people are watching?
So in terms of like getting people to watch the thing, so I like haven't streamed on this channel in like probably over a year.
Yeah.
So anyone who's here is someone who got a notification is like, this person's on. I was like, oh wow, like hey, and they got it with there was no pre-warning.
Right.
There we go, 3 camera. Mycon, what's up? Yeah. So he always calls me an absolute legend. Good to see you again.
We just drop.
So the real question is like really what will happen is like after this is done, we'll push it to YouTube and then like it's like people watch that after the fact. I don't know who it is, but I appreciate you. But like I always come back later and it's like 150 people. I'm like 100 like it's not like a huge number, but like it's like a 3-hour unstructured recording. Yeah. And I know that like I know that a lot of them are like animators or game designers or like other researchers and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, the numbers aren't like in the logarithmic scale of this world. The numbers aren't high, but like it's high quality. You're all high quality viewers, and I appreciate you. Okay, and rotating. How many followers total does FreeMoCap have? 330. That ain't nothing. Flash settings to cameras. Okay. Okay, you guys are killing my stats. Come on. We gotta be. My stats, yeah.
I feel like you just talked for half
No, he's a key.
about Twitch.
I know, and who asked the question?
You gotta kill it.
What did I ask?
I don't know. I'm blaming you for my shortcomings.
Okay. I'll take it.
That's good teaching. Is you just figure out. Don't show them my shame.
What do you mean? It's just an update.
Okay. So who can I borrow someone's corporeality?
I got you.
Thank you. So just go stand on the dado, and someone grab. So the camera 3 looks good. Camera, yeah. So that one, just Yeah, that looks pretty good. Tilt it down a bit. Camera 0. Yeah, that one's good. Also looking good, also looking good. Okay, we're all looking good. I'm gonna tag this with, oh, do we have? Oh, thank you. That needs to be more obvious. Tag this with.
It should default to calibration first.
It to detect, like, yeah, there's a lot of workflow stuff that needs to be done here. JSM, TTS, 0. Oh wait, calibration. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Would you like to handle?
Instructions on how to calibrate.
Yeah, you do it. I was trying to think if we should. Yeah. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Cool. And 3, 2, 1, recording. So go ahead and do that. There you go. Looking good. Looking good. Keep on going. So come back around and then just kind of give it like a little bit of this. Like, yeah. Yeah. Looking good. Just to make sure it doesn't get any particular glare. That's more than enough. You're good. And now it's going to save the videos and then run them through the calibration process. All of which, like, a lot of this stuff like really could be like calibration in particular could be happening in real time because the numbers, like, yeah, it's fine. Okay, is it happy? Did it do it? Oh yeah. Okay, so that's the recording. That's the camera sync.
In pre-alpha, it would track in real time, right?
It didn't. It detected the markers in real time. This one, oh, I didn't check the box.
Yeah, it was actually a super niche issue, which is so. Do you have coding so if I say.
Okay, yeah. So this red is detecting the boards. Wait, no.
To make these run a bunch of like dependencies.
I think it is detecting the boards in the image. So, yeah. So it got pointing. Oh yeah. Point with my mouse and my finger. 214 boards were detected in camera 0 out of, I think, how many frames were there? Like 400 some odd.
Q size adding.
We had both, and so when it
Q size is adding up. So,
it's pulling on the version that couldn't do it.
and also like, it currently they are still competing for resources, which could be fixed. A lot of things. Like. It probably, like, so this number here, the 1274, that's items per second. And so I'll bet if I had been paying attention, when I turned the cameras off, that number would jump up. We're currently going 13 frames per second.
So if you turn on the cameras, it would jump. It would be faster.
No, the opposite.
Okay.
So so items per second, like high numbers means it's running fast.
Yeah.
Like we want the items per second to be high. Yeah. And so this is the part that probably doesn't need to be happening twice. Like you could just detect the boards as you're recording, and then not have to detect it again after the fact. But it just like requires the processing pipeline to be.
Tom was good.
Tom was good. Oh shit. Okay, so we got all this. Numbers look good, and the calibration error is 0.15, which is good.
John, what's the lowest calibration error that you've ever seen? Tell me about it. Take your time.
I know what you're doing. Sneaky.
Like the FreeMoCap interface. People like the improved version of the FreeMoCap interface.
Oh, nice. Glad you like it. It's been a long time since I've streamed. It's like, at this point, I'm already like, oh my God, this old thing is such an embarrassment. But I'm like, oh wait, actually a lot of people haven't seen it yet. Yeah, no, it's gotten a lot better. And it's kind of my biggest complaint. It's still the cameras. Like I want the cameras to be handled better. And there's some, like the workflow is better, but it's still not ideal. There's too much on the screen.
You've been there the whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, 1280, gonna match this, and
Change
then,
that, yeah, on the side, like here.
and then copy settings to all cameras, apply settings to cameras. And like this part is so slow. Like I have learned how to do the camera detection like almost instantaneously. Great. Oh right, and rules are that I am Mr. Record.
Okay.
So, okay, yeah.
Well, Mona's coming out with a sequel.
What's that?
Relevant information.
Okay, so I'm standing in A pose. Press record whenever. Oh, give it a name. Oh,
Got tag.
great. Detecting the Jonathan Samir Mathis time to skeleton. Attempt 1. Yep. 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000. Standing on 1 foot. Standing on pillar foot. And then do something interesting. Kill it.
All right.
Okay, what's the time? 20.
2030.
2028. Okay,
He is right.
okay. Thank you for the record. And we're going to be we're going to be writing down. Is there, Michael, where's the best place to write this stuff down? Let's do it in the back of this book. No, because the whiteboard's not. Let's do it in the back of the composition book. Oh, we already have something in
We
there.
have a Post-it note that we just stick to the back of the
I'm not sure if you guys understand what a record is. I could, it's true. Just for a place to like keep track of these numbers over time. The notebook could work, but we use it for other stuff. So
I'll write it, John, I can write it in my notes.
it should be something that stays here, I think. I think that's good, yeah. We'll find a better solution later. Okay, so here we are. It is the date of 2024.
Start closing, breaking it down.
How are we at? We're 406? Yeah, let's break it down.
Break it down.
Did we freeze?
So unplug the cameras.
Okay. Oh,
I'll load that up, or I can show you.
I see. Like it was going super, like two frames per second, super slow, and then this froze. So really, the smart move is to turn off the cameras once it starts processing.
Yeah.
At least at this phase of life where they're competing, and it got blocked. So so we'll just kill it. Bye. Start it back up.
Nope. Like
2024 02 06 JSM date
Loosely together.
driver
For this cable, I like to
time to skeleton.
like this,
Oh, and then do
string them all together. Well, kind of do the same thing.
2028. Okay. This is that's the time to beat, y'all.
20 minutes?
2028.
I think we can beat that easily.
Going next.
Wait, is the timer including everything?
So don't do the twisting it around thing, just because it's hard on the cable and it's also just kind of like annoying to take off. So just think of it like
Except for breakdown. No, except for breakdown.
that's fine.
I think I
Yeah.
know why.
Literally everybody does
So
that.
long, not knowing
It's just like, oh yeah, exactly. And
yeah, which
He
is
does
why.
that.
Yeah.
what do I do?
You teach
No,
well.
The reason
Me?
why so far we've been no. Like the reason why like we've been like only doing like one recording and doing like alongside because we were still new. So like.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
No, exactly. I mean, like there is no part of me that's like, oh man, it's been like, bleh. I've just been thinking more about like a lot of the software was set up to make iteration like fast and easy, and there's a lot of like, and I was just talking to Michael about like the difference between like, let's just get this done as quick as we can, and like, let me like teach you how it's happening as it's going. Right. And both are super valuable. They're just different activities. Yeah. And I think that like, yeah, with y'all's experience where you are, it's like, just do it more, yeah. And like, you know, holding your hand through it once versus like just doing it 10 times and you'll figure it out. Yeah. Just sort of. Okay. Okay, so maybe this computer is just not as powerful as I remember it. Because it's still running at 3 frames per second. Actually, let me.
Yeah, they saw you the whole time. So like.
This I haven't.
Dance for me.
No, that was from John earlier.
Oh,
For me?
Oh, the Java.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought it was just some random just saying dance for me.
It's confusing because like you see the chat like significantly after they do it, so it's like, what was that for? Is that just a rant? Like, you just assume that it made sense for what they were looking for when they wrote it. It made sense. Or they could just be gaslighting you, which there's no way to know. Right. Okay, what am I doing? Where's Skelly go? Oh, right. I wanted to check because it did seem slower than I had thought, and I haven't really looked at those, like the numbers since we added the multiprocessing stuff, and it was still showing like 15 processes as the main, which I know that's.
Philip's patch went through for that.
Yeah, and I also don't know. He said that like, I think he said that behind the scenes it defaults to the smallest number.
It's supposed to, but there is an if statement in there
Ah.
that only the conditions were not right.
Gotcha.
So it was supposed to do that, it wasn't.
Yeah,
So
classic.
I think he made that patch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so right now the thing I'm testing is, does that affect like performance? And so when I was running it, when it was at 15, we were hitting like 3 and change items per second. So now it's 3. We will see.
You just gotta keep them on you at all times.
There's a whole movie about it.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
That's not what the whole movie is.
It's the entire, like, I didn't, there was,
Well,
I
it
didn't,
is. Think about, no.
Once.
I'm pretty
Think about
sure
the dynamics behind it. Like, why would you do that in the first place, right?
it doesn't appear to affect it.
Differentiate yourself.
So,
No, it was for the
which makes sense. It probably affects like startup time. But they're just like, the process, they're just sitting there not doing anything. I'm pretty sure the entire thing is about googly eyes. There's no other themes or, you know, there's no broader message.
I think you could argue reasonably that the googly eyes fits into the theme of the movie very, very well.
The entire thing. It's just big googly trying to sell more eyes.
Short film. It's like a 10-minute long short film, and it's like dying at the hands of like an inefficient button or whatever. It's just.
Oh, the spoon?
The spoon.
Yeah.
That sounds awful.
It's a really bad film, but it's also really. That's why
It's really funny, but there was actually a part where it's just like, oh, this is actually kind of unsettling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if it's more effective.
Milo, you almost knocked my head off.
100%
Yeah.
of the CPU is being used.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you
as
kind
in,
of,
like, there's just a hard limit.
oh, we're also streaming. And streaming is heavy. So actually, Streamlabs OBS is using, it doesn't seem to be. This computer is also like a little old.
Going next? Are we doing that today?
We doing what today?
Oh, are we doing multiple TTS today, or just that?
I think we could. I mean, it's 4:15. So
He's leaving at 4:30.
I mean, I think it's up to the group at this point. If somebody is,
Consensus? Would you guys like to?
does anyone want to?
set it together and then get it recorded?
I mean, I'm fine with doing one more.
I have to go in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. I think let's leave that recording for now because you also got some good recordings earlier.
I did. I want to hear
Yeah, yeah, and that's like another thing of that's like multiple recordings per time.
I think next week I'm definitely gonna come in earlier.
Me too.
You came at 12?
12:30.
Yeah, I walked in here, she was in here.
I was already here. That was a funny part.
Yeah, I can probably come in like, wait, today's Thursday? Yeah, I can come in at like 1:30.
I mean, it's honestly, I often don't make it in myself before that time, but I think like this is also kind of getting y'all comfortable doing it yourself. So if you ever come in and because like next week I'm meeting with Michael doing like 6-month check-in stuff. So like you have everything you would need to do, but like you should feel fully empowered to just like set it up, take some recordings.
I don't know if I can come in and set things.
I know how to set up. I just don't know how to get
The thing.
No, I
up.
actually do know how to do that.
Yeah.
It's not as complicated.
Just, and if you don't know, ask.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it is like, it's never like you're not gonna break it. Just like try it. If it's not right, it just won't come out right. It'll just look bad, and you'll be like, oh, yeah, exactly. It's like, it's just like, yeah, exactly. It's like, why is this wrong? And like sometimes you'll be able to just look at it and be like, oh, it's because this one was too dark, or and sometimes like, oh, this camera really should have been over here. And it's like you will learn that better by just doing it than anyone telling you, because a lot of it is just like gut check intuitions that you kind of pick up.
Right. There was I don't know if we can do it with FreeMoCap. I think we'd have to just simplify it, obviously, like, and then work our way up to it. But there was like this thing where it's like you can determine, the best way to like increase your like speed, like how fast you run, is like there's like this one exercise where you have like 1 foot and how like quick,
Interesting.
the faster you're able to switch your legs to the next one, the faster.
Oh, because the less time you're on the ground.
Exactly. You
And
want to,
yeah.
I don't know if we can capture that.
You-
Or like,
Sure.
I don't know how to get the most relevant.
Treadmill.
No, obviously, no, but like just that motion.
You can get the numbers out, like, and just kind of
I
like.
know, but like not just stationary. It's like a full like.
Mm.
And it's, well, you're not running like that. The
All
point
right.
is literally just that, but like all the way there. And then afterwards, and then the result would be when you're running.
What happened to Skelly?
Skelly just died.
Well, the mesh didn't show up for some reason, but that's fine. Let's see how this data looks. Looks pretty good. Yeah, so you got the YOLO tracking now, so that's just doing, it like does a crop of the person before it does a track, which has a lot of improvements. So like you're never gonna get like this, the red square crop, use YOLO to do that, which is like another algorithm. It's much more robust than the skeleton detector. Sort of intuitively, it's doing an easier task. So when you run, if you run just media pipe, it can get confused and like find things over here, especially if you're like not in the camera, not in the scene. With this one, it runs the red crop first, so it's like if there's no person, then it doesn't get to the next part.
Does that eliminate like if other people are in the scene? So like it's like a cache with me.
It's better. It's a test for that. Oh, also, Aaron, it was running YOLO, which is probably why the items per second was slower, because it's a heavier computation at that point. You're doing 2 things instead of 1 thing. But it seems to be mostly worth it. Okay, so then we got, here's my center of mass, and I am standing on 1 foot. There's only one place it could possibly be, which is somewhere over that foot.
Right.
Good job. Seems to have worked, roughly speaking. Let's see, Control D. And then, what am I doing? And then trying to get fast at this. Where are we? We're here. Control, duplicate. No, this one? Duplicate. And then turn off Z. What am I trying to do here? Okay, this recording, this guy, center of mass stuff, center of mass is there. Copy, Control V. Okay, I'm trying to select all of these guys. Control C, Control V. I'm doing something wrong. Okay, make a little cone. Make it small, and then do a constraint to say, no, that's a constraint. See, it's like something is tied to something else. Add object constraint, copy location, copy to the center of mass. Here's all the copies I made down there. Pop it there, so it's there, but don't copy the Z. So there you go. That is the vertical projection of the center of mass. How do you calculate that? You just make Z 0. That's how you project things onto. If I wanted to project it onto the Z plane, just set Z to be 0. Project it onto the X plane, set X to be 0. That was one of those things like for years, I was like, God, how do you do that projection stuff? It's so complex. It's not. It can be. But in this world where we're just, so, yeah.
Looks like your foot broke. Like the.
It might have. Okay. And yeah, so you can kind of see the vertical projection is kind of like the part, because like the constraint is that I'm not moving, so it's over my foot, but you don't know where in that column it is, which is, that's fine. But like in terms of the physics of like what we know about that because of physics is that it is related to like where the ground is. So looking at the vertical projection is helpful when thinking about, but for jumping, it doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I did that kind of like hop from one foot to the other, is because I knew it would look good.
Yeah.
And cool. And then we're going to do just for funsies.
What? What about the room? Huh? Oh, yeah.
Why wouldn't the Roomba have eyes on it?
There we go. Oh, that's funny. And so now we got all these over here. And so that one, got all these duplicates here. Let's see, turn them all off. Wait, why is it still visible? Here we go. So if we just look at the Z, you can see where the jump happened. And in classic moves, so kind of like, oh, something's not tracking properly here. I think it's because I turned off. Oh, I did that, yeah. Whoops.
Especially when you get to like sessions.
Yeah, it's because I made those duplicates. These are. So that's the real one. And then we can go over here, motion paths, a round frame plus or minus 30, calculate a round frame, show all paths, display, turn off the keyframes. Yeah. So now you can see the past and future of it.
That's so cool.
Yeah. You can see the little wobbles because like I hopped over here. So like here I'm nice and stable, but then when I hopped over, little hop, nice parabolic movement, because of course it has to be, but oh, I'm leaning over. Like I didn't properly kill my lateral momentum, so I had the option of falling to the ground or just moving my foot. Oh, that's nice actually. You can see once I actually get it, it's hopping up and down over. Yeah. And then here, I'm ready to jump. So I can't jump from here because my knees don't work like that. So I go down, load up, do it nice and quick so that way like the spring forces I put into my muscles I can take advantage of. And then, and then presumably So this is the first frame where my feet break contact with the ground. So presumably if you were to measure the acceleration profile of this, you would be able to see a difference there, because up until that point, I'm going to be accelerating upwards. The second I break contact with the ground, accelerating downwards, because gravity. Yeah, 'cause bounce up, and then similarly right there, you should be able to see presumably a difference. But because I don't want to shatter my body, I absorb it a little bit and then come back. And then we're back.
That's me. I joined the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, is that you?
Oh, nice.
Joined the fall.
And so these are all like more complex movements, but also I don't have really that much to say about them
Yeah.
because they're like everything up in this region I was specifically doing because I knew what the data would look like, and I knew that I'd be able to like, oh, look at this, look at that, look at the other thing. With a more complex behavior, I'm just like, you know. So this is always kind of like part of the push-pull of like human, like about research, where like you wind up having to like I really want to study this thing. It's like, yeah, but it's too complex to say anything about. So let's start with something simple. And then you can start telling stories about how like, oh, well, in this, you can see these kind of patterns emerging, these sort of things happening here. So then if we wanted to try to like look into the more complex movements and be like, oh, well, like what about when I move from one foot to the other? You can have some like explanatory tools in your belt that you can try to apply here. But it's the same kind of principle as the Charuko board. Like that is a simple to track thing that will produce reliable output that we know the right answer to. So we do that first to help us trick ourselves, to convince ourselves that the thing is actually working. And then you study the more, you record the more complex thing and have some confidence that, well, I got the Charuko board answer right. And this is like fundamentally like the same basic task, but I can't measure the distances manually in there. So you kind of it's like you build this sort of epistemic like confidence in the trustworthiness of the things, like incrementally over time. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
See you guys next week.
Bye. How's the stream? Anyone saying hi? Yes. My icon is right. Could be a pickle. I think that, yeah, machine learning algorithms are always very, if it ever says like 1, it means that whoever made it didn't tune those parameters properly. Okay. It's improved so much. Yeah, Java knows. Java's seen it. So they know that it has improved a lot. Stream is only 720. Oh, it's only 720. We should be streaming at higher resolution.
Maybe there's a limitation if I came out.
It's not. It's settings in here.
Can you do 4K?
Yeah, look. So, shoop. Haha, for everybody. Settings, video. Base canvas is 1920 by 1080. It probably should be, this is a 4K monitor, but it's fine. So this is telling you what the resolution of this is.
Okay.
So 1920 by 1080 is fine. It's the right aspect ratio. And then the output, it's being downscaled from 1080 to 720, which is mostly, I mean, it's partial. I don't know if that has to do with like the actual processing or if it's just a network. We're on campus right now, so the network speed is plenty fast. So we don't need to scale it down, so we just output it the same way. Yeah, so it's just a setting. I try to do it that way because we put so much text on the screen and we don't always zoom in on it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You get automatic populates?
Do what?
It looks clean. Maybe?
Oh, actually, I maybe shouldn't have done that while we were streaming. I have a suspicion it's not going to update it,
Probably not.
but it's
But
fine.
it doesn't look too bad, honestly.
It doesn't look too bad. It's honestly fine.
Fun
Yeah.
fact, identifying a subject even by their gate alone is incredibly
Yeah,
accurate. Yep.
yeah.
Very true. I have a very distinguishable gate.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I don't know why Skelly didn't show up over here, though.
Skelly's not doing well over here either.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
it's,
literally buried into the ground.
it's fine.
It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Are we in the stream?
I think so. I think that felt good. How long was that recording?
Thank the viewers.
Oh, actually, we know that. It's, does it tell me how long it was?
I think so. I think at the very end I told you.
Oh, Megal Bagel followed us. Thanks, Megal Bagel. It's like one of the main rules of streaming is if someone follows you, you're supposed to say, oh, thanks.
I think that might be Milo.
Oh, are you Megal Bagel?
That's me, yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the follow, Megal Bagel.
You're welcome.
Okay, and I am going to shut down, so thanks for folks who are watching. Good to see Jawas and Mycons again. Yeah, more of this type of thing going forward.